I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. Today we're going to be working on our Jingle Bell necklaces, and these are made out of QuickWood, and we've got a poinsettia and we've got a holly one, and I'm going to kind of walk you through both types of leaves so you could create either one that you wanted to. You can buy the necklaces, Jingle Bell necklaces, as already pre-made, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I went to, of course, the Dollar Tree, and I purchased some bell garlands, and of course they were $1. And there's a gold and a red, and also they have some little hanging ones too with decoration. So any of the bells that you liked, you can use. The only thing that we've got to make sure of is that this little area up here, we can put our, I'm going to use rat tail through. So up to you whether you want to use that or not. And I put my wire cutters away here. I'm going to do it. No, don't tell my husband. I cut it with my regular scissors. So we're going to use this red one, and we're going to start with our QuickWood. And our QuickWood, and this is a product we do carry on the Miriam Joy website, as well as a basic clay tool set. It is wood putty epoxy, and we treat it like clay. And it's 2 parts, and I'll show you that in a second. First thing I'm going to do is spray my hands and remove all my jewelry, because it is clay, rock hard, in an hour. You have 20 minutes workable time. And this is just vegetable spray. And the epoxy is 2 parts, and there's our 2 parts. 1, 2. And we're going to take our scissors and we're going to try and cut a very small amount. You don't need a lot. And QuickWood sticks better when it is fresh than if it's been sitting. If you're closer to your 20 minutes workable time instead of later to your 20 minutes workable time. So remember that. Now there's a thin layer of, or a big layer depending on what size piece you cut, of plastic around that. It is really important to remove that or you're going to have problems. Now we're activating it by kneading it. Now see how marbleized it is right now. If you stopped right now, it's not going to harden up on you. So make sure you knead it till it's all one color and it starts to be warm to the touch. There is some safety rules in your QuickWood little thing inside, so follow all the little safety things that it tells you to. And I'm going to just try to walk you through both of the little leaves I did. Now if I was doing this guy, we'd put his big green leaf on first, and then we'd put the smaller row and then the smallest one on top. So I'm going to show you how to do a leaf, because these are the same type of leaf here. When I'm doing a leaf, a lot of times I'll roll it in a ball and then I'll push it to a point, roll it to a point, and push it down with my finger. You also could do that on your wax paper, but it's going to be harder to pick up. And I've got too big of one even for that long. It doesn't take much at all, even for that long leaf. And now if we were doing the poinsettia, we'd have 2 more rows, a total of 3 rows. The trick is not to overdo it. Now these big green ones I put in between the bell, the holes in the bell. I'm going to use a different wax or clay tool here, and I'm going to come in and put these lines in, and we're just making the veins of our leaf, and that can be for the flower part or for the green part. And you would just do all 4 of those. Then you would start your next row up just a little bit higher and a little bit smaller and go all the way around, followed by 1 more row up on top. Now you want to leave enough room if you're going to leave this part that you can string it through. Otherwise, go ahead and put it up, and then on my last part, I put a bead cap on, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But let's go ahead and color this while it's still wet. So we want to do one leaf at a time. I hope I'm not talking and getting too confusing here. There is a Christmas video out called, it might even not be a Christmas video, but it's similar. It's called Quick Copper Heirloom Flowers. And I use the Quick Copper, and I don't use that as much anymore as I do the QuickWood because it only has a 5-minute working time. So check that YouTube out. And that is how to do the same thing, only on a bigger scale with an ornament. Now this is embossing powder, and because it's wet, the embossing powder is going to stick straight onto the QuickWood, and it's already colored. Now the embossing powder you find in the scrapbook section, or bluewhalearts.com carries it as well. And you want the shiny stuff. You don't want to have the stuff that you have to heat up, although you can heat this up. You don't want the coarse. And I'm going to use a gold here and add some reflective light. Now to do the red part, you just change colors. I'm going to do it the exact same way and even add the gold as well. Now the holly leaf, we're going to try and do him, I'm going to try and do him a little bit differently. I may have to try him on the paper again after I get done here. I had a harder time with the holly leaves, but they're quicker because I only have 4 of them on. So I'm going to push that on. And I was going to grab a Miriam Joy tool, so I'm going to cut, and I'm going to go do that. Alright, I went and grabbed my tool, and I think I've got a #1 tool here. And what I'm going to do on my holly, instead of trying to cut those in on the side, I'm going to push them in with my tool and get that holly shape. And this is going to be so much easier than trying to shape the holly and pick it up off the paper and try and keep the form. And we're just trying to give you ideas for you to do your own thing. So if you have a better idea, there is no right or wrong. We're just giving you some basic information for you to expand on. And see, that kind of gave it a holly shape. You could come in and even do it a little bit more. I will tell you, if your glue starts to get harder, and it's not quite as fresh, put a tad of E6000 underneath it and then attach it, and it will stay fine. And some people do ask me why their QuickWood didn't stay on something, and I will tell you that is the reason, is you need to add the E6000, and we do carry that with the QuickWood as well if you need the E6000. You could even come in with a darker color here and put it in those holes right there. If you have any questions about what we're doing today, please email me at art@miriamjoy.com. I'll probably try to go into a little bit more detail with you, if possible. Alright, and then on him, all I did was add some little red berries. Now you've got to flatten them out a little bit to make sure that they are secure here, and color your holly leaf first so your red's not going to want to stick onto it. As well. So we've got some little holly going on there, and let's get some red on those. And I'll show you the holly one in just a second. We'll talk about it just a little bit more. We've got to finish talking about our hanger on top of our poinsettia ones as well. There's some new brighter embossing colors out, and I've got to get a hold of some. I would love a bright, bright red. Okay. Isn't that really pretty and how simple that was? And also, I did a dab of glitter. I tried to push the glitter in, but I think what I'd do in the future is put a dab of glue on there and just put the glitter on top. But that holly one necklace goes together real fast. And we'll look at this guy a little bit here, because I did try to put a little bit of glitter on him. So I did 4 around in each of the little sections, and then I did 3 little of the hollies in the other section, so there's not a lot of QuickWood on there at all. And after that's dry, I would probably varnish that. And another thing to make it brighter, instead of using the embossing powders, if you wanted to, just use your acrylic paints and make that, and then you could go in the veins and do those a darker color, and that would really be pretty as well. Remember, when you're working with your bells though, once you add that onto the bell, your bell's not going to have that pretty sound, so there's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't, you just can't have that sound anymore. Now, if you are doing the poinsettia and you have the 3 layers, so you have your clay all the way around, we would take a piece of clay, and I've got a little bit smaller than I would like. Maybe we'll snitch one of these guys back off. But using these garlands, it is really inexpensive. I'm going to show you how to do this guy too, so we'll grab him. What we would do is we're going to make sure that our tail is long enough as a necklace, and we're going to tie him. Now this one, I would normally tie it and stick it through, but I don't know if I could get it through in one piece. So we'll do it the opposite way. I'm just going to tie the cording down here. Now we need to pull this guy really tight. You've got to make sure that you have a bead cap, is what I'm using, big enough for the rat tail. We're going to cut that off. We're going to make sure that that would cover that all up. And any part that's still showing, you would cover it. Now I would probably go ahead and stick a little bit of E6000 in this too, but we'd put this QuickWood in it, and you don't want too much. Now you're already going to have QuickWood on top of this, all those petals, and you're just going to attach your necklace like that. So it's going to end up looking like that, and it's already attached. You don't see the knot on the necklace, so that's really a nice thing. Now if you were doing the holly and you decided not to do the bead cap, we're going to just come through and make sure you don't get your clay up there. Now it's through there, but it's kind of hitting right there. And pull that on through. And then you would tie it off, but of course this time you're going to be able to see your knot. So that's one of the reasons. But it's going to be in the back anyway, so it's not a big deal. And you could use whatever color you wanted. I just think that black is kind of something that goes with everything. It's kind of a background color, so it shows your necklace off. You could even tie a bow on it. Just take this idea and make it your own and have fun with it. And again, that other little video was at the heirloom flower, a quick copper heirloom flower, and that's on our YouTube site. For our YouTube site, go to miriamjoy.com, which the QuickWood and the tools and the E6000 are available on, and then there's a video link, and jump on over there and see all the fun videos that we're doing. We do have quite a few QuickWood videos on the website. Have a Merry Christmas and God bless.